Very good morning, South Africa. Goeiemôre, South Africa. Molweni Mzansi. I hope that I find everybody well this morning in this fine country of ours. And a greeting to everybody on Facebook, all my friends, everybody that can join me. I know there are so many people that currently still work from home. Good morning, Leandrew, my main man, Brent. I hope that many more join me this morning. It's been a week since I have been on Facebook. I want to thank firstly Peter, how are you? Adnan, my great man, Michelle, good to see you. Today it was announced that at 9:30 I'll be talking. My humble apology, I had to take notes because today I don't want to miss the topics for my weekly address that I want to speak. Good morning, Jimlin. As many of you understand, I thought maybe I'll just give you a quick introduction. I hope that after this video, you will spread this video, share this video, like everybody always does, because I think the word needs to get out of there. I thought maybe if I could, as ek miskien net 'n oomblik kan vat, daar's baie mense wat nie eintlik weet wie ek is nie. There's a lot of people that actually don't know who I am and why I speak like I speak and hoekom ek altyd praat. So maybe if I could give you an introduction. My name is NDB. I'm 51 years old, a young 51, I hope. Hello, Hendrik. Maybe just a brief background. I was born in Stellenbosch. Ek's 'n boertjie. Ek's in Stellenbosch gebore. My familie was baie in landbou, op plase. En ek's 'n Afrikaner, ek's 'n boer. Ek's 'n boer en 'n boer. And I always laugh because people said to me, I took agriculture at school. Ek het landbou op skool gevat. Ek was op verliestop op die skool. In fact, I was going to farm. I never got to farming. I got sent to the military. Ek was in die Suid-Afrikaanse Weermagdiens. I served the SANDF. After the SANDF, I got recruited into the security police, running an agency in the security police of SAPS. And then my life turned. My lewe het heeltemal verander. Everybody has this Rubicon moment, this period in your life where suddenly something changes. Something happens to you. And in many of our lives, most of us, our lives change. Our lives change because of an accident, the loss of a family member, an horrific incident, trauma. Your life changes. Everybody has a life-changing moment. Almal het 'n oomblik in hulle lewe waar iets verander het in jou lewe. As dit nou 'n bankrotskap was van 'n besigheid, jy het alles verloor, jy het jou ouers verloor, jy verloor 'n broer, 'n suster, 'n kind, of daar was 'n ongeluk. Baie mense verander. I had that. I had a life-changing experience while serving the state, the apartheid state. And I changed, yes, I did. And I joined the military wing of Umkhonto we Sizwe, where I became a member of the DIS, the intelligence division of MK. To many of who don't know, I ran that division in intelligence as an operator for many years. And now my book, my brother's book about our life, the book about our fight against apartheid, and many of you didn't know this, so there were many questions always about me. There was altyd vrae, and now many of those answers are in the book. As you all know, this book is now out. There it is. That's our book, Undercover with Mandela Spies. And the people on the cover is myself, my brother Brad, General Andre Lincoln, and General Jeremy Vieri, who were our commanders at MK in the struggle. So yeah, I was classed as a terrorist. Today I'm classed as a freedom fighter. And the past is the past. So I thought maybe today, as a South African, I would like to address certain issues that are lying very deeply in my heart. I'm currently an African economist. I'm the president of a World Investment Fund. I run 8 other companies across the globe in mining, security, resource development, property. I have a vested interest also in healthcare. So I understand finance. Met ander woorde, ek kan tel, daar's hy. And I also understand politics, because I've been in politics out and in for 32 years. Maar ek's nie 'n politikus nie, ek is 'n aktivis. In the olden days, we used to fight racist behavior, indignity, and 26 years later, I wonder what we're fighting. Just because I belong to an entity doesn't believe or is recognized that I agree with everything. But currently, I am agreeing that I am an adamant, patriotic South African. Ek's 'n Suid-Afrikaner. Yesterday, I was asked by a guy, will I run for President of the Republic of South Africa, seeing that I am a struggle veteran, that I'm a member of the African National Congress, that I'm a white Afrikaner boer, that I love the history of our colored, mixed, whatever you are, Khoisan race, and that I'm a Xhosa at heart. And I love our Indian community, which means I'm multiracial. Will I run for president? That's been discussed before, if I would go into politics. My answer to that person was that Oliver Reginald Tambo, one of my icons, said that a leader does not choose himself. A leader is chosen by the people. Now, the fact that I've got massive struggle credentials, that I am an MK veteran, that I am an activist, a person that understands global economy, I said, politics is a dangerous world, because within politics lies so many untruths. And I'm also not a person that agrees with generalization, want nie elke blanke mens in die wêreld is 'n rasis nie, and not every non-white is a criminal. Not every policeman is corrupt, and yes, not every politician steals. So we have an illness of generalization. Waar ons net sê, maar almal is mos. Nou dis hierdie Afrikaanse woord wat die etter uit my uitdryf, mos. Ek drink mos nie tee nie. Hoe dat donder moes ek mos geweet het? Mos. So jy moenie mos nie. Assumption is the mother of all terribles. In this country, we have assumption. In this country, we have relevant, prevalent, active racism. So let's start there. Racism, on any level, be it white against black, black against white, Indian against colored, colored against black, black against Indian, is gemors. It is rubbish. It is utter unacceptable. Pansy. It's not acceptable. So why don't we start there? Because we need to start addressing 26 years later the truth. Because it will set you free. Die waarheid hoef jy nie te onthou nie. Maar 'n lieg moet jy onthou. As die man 'n blou kar gery het, het hy 'n blou kar gery, maar as jy sê hy het 'n rooi kar gery en dit was blou, dan lieg jy. Maar jy moet daai lieg onthou. Ons lieg vir mekaar, man. This country has never had a codesa of culture. This country never had a codesa of race. This country had a codessa between politicians, F.W. de Klerk en Madiba, Cyril Ramaphosa and Ruth Meyer. But the rest of this country, black and white, brown and Indian, we were never consulted about how we will do this thing. Daar is genegotiate, leierskap. But we never got told, man. We never got put into halls and spoken to us about how will we build this country. We never got told how the decisions were made. A flag went down in 1994 and a flag went up in 1994. And then we just went on with life. I'm sorry. Life did not go on in South Africa for us. BEE was never explained. Transformation was never discussed. Race relations were never fought out in public hearings. And that's why we are in the kak today. Dis hoekom ons in 'n gemors is vandag. Because we were never told how to fix this. We were never told how to bury apartheid. How to get on with each other. Waar boer met 'n swart boer kan praat. Waar Afrikaans met Xhosa kan negotiate. This republic was just put together and hoped that we would find a democracy. South Africa, we have failed this. Ons het nie dit reg gekry. Because the white people in this country feel they don't belong anymore. The black people in this country asks what has changed. The colored people of this country feel both disenfranchised. Too black in apartheid, too white in democracy. The Indian people are sitting and saying, but we belong. Or do we? Now we must tell the truth now. We are not getting on. We are struggling. Because this pot of undercover racism is boiling. And only once or twice in a year something happens and then it boils over. Suid-Afrikaans moet dit regmaak, man. Ja, my leader. So you can spread this. You can type this. You can share it. I saw a video the other day of a Lieutenant General Salvina, the head of the United States Air Force, that addressed a racist matter. And he said, the only thing than a worse idea is a better idea. The Republic of South Africa is tired. In Xhosa we say Indeniwe, and Afrikaans ons is moeg. But only us can fix this republic. Only we can go ahead. It does not help that we keep on politicking. And that goes for both sides. Meneer Steenhuisen, jy's donderstil en jy's 'n leier van die oppositie. You are silent, man. But then I question your leadership. I question your strategic structure and where you speak from. So I'm saying to the DA leader, we need a strong opposition. We decided in 1993 at the talks that we will have a multi-party democracy. Yes, we did. Look at the constitution. Die Republiek van Suid-Afrika, glo dit of nie, is 'n demokrasie. Now to the DA, I'm telling you, you are bloody letting us down, man. You are supposed to be checking up on the ruling party. You are supposed to be a opposition. If this is the type of opposition that we are wanting in a democracy, then you are failing us. Yeah, I'm telling you as an ANC member. Julle is 'n skande, man. This cannot be. Because without a healthy opposition, there's no checks and balances. There is no democracy. So DA, wake up, man. Word wakker. Get better leadership. Julle is in 'n gemors. You are letting people do what they want. So until you don't get up, get a mind and stop feeding yourself ice creams, rising to the opposition and keeping the government to account, you will keep on failing this country. And that goes for everybody. The multi-drum beating of the EFF on nonsense. But then hollow drums makes the most noise. A patriotism spil. Cope has disappeared and disintegrated. The leader of the Inkatha Freedom Party is silent and can never replace the previous Buthelezi. So what are we left with? Well, we are left with nothing. Because currently, we only have one party. And that's not that party's fault. So if we want to fix this country, we must get together. And if the government of the day does not want to get together, dan moet ons as die mense hierdie goed in stadsale begin doen that we can sort out the poison between us. This country does not have race problems. We have an intolerance of culture. So we must stop asking for this culture of tolerance. We must start asking for a tolerance of culture, because we don't even know what's our different traditions. We were never told that. Ons is nooit verduidelik wat 'n Xhosa man en 'n Xhosa vrou doen nie. We were never explained the traditions of the Zulu. We were never spoken about the heritage of the Khoisan, the Pedi, the Tsonga, the Bafokeng, the Pondo. So how the hell must we unite? I would like to address the Zondo Commission. We have had the Zondo Commission with an umpteenth amount of funding, witness after witness, testimony after testimony, evidence after evidence, getuie na getuie. And as a Republican, as a constitutionalist, as an ex-intelligence officer, as a government advisor, and as a current leading businessman, I am sending out now a message to the Honorable Judge Zondo. We want arrests. And the NPA can listen now. We want arrests. We want prosecution. And we want jail time. Julle moet nou mooi hoor. Geagte regter Zondo, I, Neil de Beer, on behalf of many sober-thinking people in this country, demand dat jy hierdie mense arresteer, dat jy hierdie mense aankla, en dat jy hierdie mense bly die tronk toestuur. President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, Mamela. Indicela, not ufuna because I'm not rude, indicela nomhlanje apa uZondo Commission, uGomso, apa individual arrests nomhlanje. Nomhlanje, and apa prosecution, kamhamba lakhaya iPolsmoor, apa prison. Not Gomso, nomhlanje. Want my vraag is, waarvoor wag julle? What are you waiting for? Lock them up. because they did not commit corruption, they stole. Corruption sounds dramatic. Sounds like an admin fault. They did not commit corruption, sir. They stole. Hulle het gesteel, man. Margaret Thatcher said one day, Mr. Speaker, the theft of a pen remains theft. Stuur hulle tronk toe. Whipper. Because that will show that our country is an ethical country, is an honorable country. If it keeps its leadership in check, and if it prosecutes those who steal, ons is nie negotiable. I want to now address the matter of policing. As many of you know, I am very much involved in the security industry now, supporting our frontliners. The police cannot always speak. Die polisie kan nie altyd praat nie because they get persecuted. Maar ek kan praat. I can speak what I want to speak. I have the freedom of that guaranteed by the Constitution of the Republic. Ek kan sê wat ek wil sê. Comrade Becky Cele, General Cele, our police need help. If they can't tell you that, I'm telling you that. Our policemen and women need help. But they don't need just an increase in salary. They need equipment. Our police need equipment. They need to be equipped. They need more bullets. They need more guns. They need more technology, drones, cameras, helicopters, and support vehicles. Because if we want to get down to a one-on-one argument, you're going to lose. Because we don't have enough. I'm not attacking you. I'm a comrade. But I'm telling you, if this continues in the way it is, then the police service of this country will lose the fight. And if that happens, God knows. So this is a call, not a call of criticism, but a blatant call of support. Ek vra dat elke neighborhood watch, elke persoon wat in sy community kan dien en nog aktief is, of jy nou op 'n plaas is en of jy nou in 'n stad is. If you are in an informal settlement or you are in a shanty town, I want you to take control of crime. I want you to patrol. I want you to do your neighborhood duty. Because this utter ridiculous methodology of saying it's up to the police must end. Hundreds of years ago, if you were a shoemaker, a metal bender, a fishmonger, a butcher, and you stayed in a village, and massive horses with men with swords attacked your village, you left your fish. You left your shoes. Jy het jou choppies in jou saghuis gelos en jy het jou swaard opgetel. Jy het op 'n perd geklim met die ander manne en jy het daai mense gaan aanval wat jou wil verniveer. What has changed? Well, your attitude has changed. Your attitude of if it doesn't happen to me, it doesn't happen at all. The Republic of South Africa needs a call not to arms, but a call to duty. All white men over the age of 50 in this country has got training. Elke een van julle oor die ouderdom van 50 wat 'n blanke man is, die meerderheid, het militêre opleiding. Julle het kommando gestaan. Julle het mekaar opgepas. Maar nou is die verskoning, die ANC het dit weggevat. Die ANC wou dit nie hê nie. Daar's baie redes. Maar om in daai redes nou te staan, gaan nie die mense se lewens red nie. The ANC is not scared of revolution. The ANC led a revolution. So we've come to the time where we are not afraid of the white Afrikaner with a gun. Because the majority of the white Afrikaner does not want to revolt, it wants to save the country. And if that means we have to reinstate defense mechanisms, come together in organized fashion with government, with police, then maybe that is the time to rethink how we can look after our country together. Want ons kan nie meer op sy staan. Die dag wat ons bang is vir mekaar, die dag wat ons nie meer omgee vir mekaar nie, is die dag wanneer hierdie republiek nie werd is om meer in te bly nie. If you find it comfortable that farmers are murdered, if you find it comfortable that children die, if you find it comfortable that women get slaughtered, if you find it comfortable that people stay in shacks, if you find it comfortable that we remove homes, if we find it comfortable that we attack each other on race, then it's time for you to get out. As jy dit gemaklik voel om rassiste te wees, as jy gemaklik voel dat ons plaasmoorde net toelaat, as jy gemaklik voel dat ons huise verbrand en afbreek, as jy gemaklik voel dat mense vandag nog in 'n sinkhokkie bly, en as jy gemaklik voel dat kinders vermoor en vroue verkragt word, dan sê ek nou vir jou, dit is tyd dat jy uit hierdie land uit donder. Want ons is nie gemaklik met hierdie goed nie. We are not comfortable. And if you are, it's time that you step off. We are a great country. We are a great nation. But we need healing. We need unity. President Ramaphosa, I'm one of your comrades. But this country is in limbo. You see, you can't bloody be half pregnant. Dis godsonmoontlik om half pregnant te wees. Jy kan nie half swanger wees nie, man. Jy's of swanger, of jy's nie swanger nie. Apa u pregnant, apa u pregnant. That's how I feel about our country. We are pregnant at the moment. We either in COVID or we are not in COVID. We are either dying of a disease that is unstoppable or we're not. Now, if you want to know why I can speak about it, it's because I've been in COVID. I was acting disaster management volunteer head of a group where every day I gave out masks, sanitizers. My moer afgehardloop om vir mense kospakkies en sop te gee. Because of COVID. There is no lockdown. Because not only was I working in disaster management, I was also in law enforcement support. Julle moenie vir ons lieg, man. There's no lockdown. It's a lie. There was probably enforced lockdown successfully for 2 months. But here's the truth. I know the truth. because I was in the informal settlements daily. In my area, the Helderberg, I was in Luanle, Nomzamo, Zola, and in the other areas of Gastro and Webb Street and Tarrentaalplaas, I was there. There was no lockdown, and today, Nomslanje, ahiko lockdown. So you would go from one area where, yes, majority the white affluent area, and there was no one on the street. And exactly 5 kilometers further, it's a party. It's a joel. No masks. Drinking. Party. So we've not had a lockdown. Ridiculous. But we tell the people, no. Apa jy lockdown? Kak man. And then the white people and the affluent people and the people that are locked down, they go to Checkers and they meet the people that were not in lockdown serving them. Sorry, it's not a joke. It's ridiculous. So, what are we going to do when we now find out if we really face each other in the truth? Soos regtig die waarheid praat. There's no lockdown. But Corona, COVID is still alive. It's here. So what has changed in 3-4 months? We've just stopped. Level 3, half pregnant. So I'm sorry. We have got another virus. And that's the destruction of the economy. So I also don't want to be in the seat currently of leadership. I can be. But it's very difficult. It must be horrific today to be in leadership. Because you've got a balance that you've got to now answer. Death by corona or death by hunger. What do we do? On the one hand, if we open the country and we say economy first, people will die. But people are saying they're dying in any case. Lock down the economy and focus on corona, people will die of hunger. This is not an easy decision for a leader. This cannot be easy. Dit kan nie maklik wees nie. But we must take an effective decision. Mr. President, South Africa is not Italy, you know that. South Africa is not France, it's not America. We have our own challenges. Ons mense is 'n ander mens. With respect, you can't lock down a family that stays in one room and have 8 people, and now kan ons weer debatteer, maar hoekom het hulle soveel kinders en hoekom is die tradisie? I don't care, that is not bringing a solution to the table. They can't lock down. They don't even have water to cook, now you want them to sanitize their hands. How divorced are we of the reality? Yeah, and then in the middle of all of this, we break down houses because they are illegal structures. Where do you take them? Waar vat ons die mense? Because again, these are our people. There cannot be a differentiation between people. You're a South African. So leadership, I don't know. Leierskap, ek weet nie. But I know one thing. No matter what happens in this country, we have always found a way. We've always crossed our borders of race. We have always crossed our borders in problems. I one day, and I'm going to joke now, ek gaan nou 'n grappie maak, but I said one day, maybe South Africa needs one hell of a war. because God forbid the country that one day decides to attack the Republic of South Africa. Then you will see unity. Elke boer gaan 'n bakkie gryp. Elke ander mens gaan 'n kar of 'n taxi vat. And we are going to take spades and hammers and pangas and guns and probably even knives and forks, but you will see a united country then defend the borders of our republic. Well, Mzansi, we are at war. As a leader, I'm declaring war. So with the same vigor that you would defend our borders of this republic, we must now defend the people against poverty. We must defend our people against COVID. We must defend our people against hunger, against farm attacks, woman attacks, child attacks, business attacks. Yeah, and attacks on our treasury. So let's rise. Maybe my talk helps. If it does right now, I would appreciate a thumbs up. I would appreciate a massive like. I would appreciate a lot of hearts. If you can give that to me now and spread this, maybe for someone, this talk helps. Maybe someone can listen. Maybe even my leadership will acknowledge this video. I call to be South African. And now I want to finish with one more thing. What is our economic recovery plan? Mr. Tito Mboweni, you are the Minister of Finance. You are very quiet. You are very silent. You are not normally a silent guy. We need leadership. You know, we don't need a president, with respect, my president, that speaks to us every 3 weeks. We want to see you every week. I want to see the President, Cyril Matamela, Ramaphosa, I want to see you every week, every Wednesday. Because we need you. Ons het jou nodig. Because we love you. But my God, we need leadership now. We need stability. We need hope. And the only people that currently can give us hope, stability, is the elected leadership. And those of us who might become leadership in the future. Maar vandag het ons leierskap nodig. Ons het hoop nodig. Ons het inspirasie nodig. So I call the president. I call the leadership. I call the members of parliament. I call the councillors. I call the NGO support leaders. I call the citizens of this country to show leadership, to show bloody backbone, to not allow this absolute, undignified, disrespectful protests that are happening in this country at the moment. That we need to rise against the people that are burning things. The people that are destroying our infrastructure because they are not happy. This is ridiculous. We have challenges in this country, my citizens. Huge. Housing, water, sanitation, education, roads, transport. Maar wragtig, jy brand nie 'n skool af omdat jy skool nodig het nie. Jy brand nie 'n donder se pad omdat daar potholes is nie. And you don't destroy a COVID clinic because your people are ill, man. You don't burn trains because the trains are delayed. And you don't throw citizens with rocks because you have a bloody problem. This is the devil stuff. This is evil. This is uneducation. But we understand the frustration. But law and order will exist in this country, and that's not negotiable. So the police, law enforcement, you must spare nothing but to defend us as citizens. There's no place for political decision in crime. If they stand on the highway and they pelt us with rocks, shoot them. As hulle ons mense met klippe gooi en hulle maak soos gister 'n kind seer, skiet hulle. You have the right to protect our citizens by law. It's called escalated force. And by shooting, I'm not saying you have to kill them. Julle het bloody algewere, man. You've got stun grenades. And if you don't have, ask us. We'll come. But we are not going to allow a national highway, a national porthole, and our people the disallowment of freedom of access. There will be no-go areas in this country. We had that. Maar wragtig, julle moet nou begin optree. We must back the police. We must back law enforcement. Because wet en orde moet gehandhaaf word. Unless, like yesterday, a Mr. Potgieter had to open fire to protect a baby child that got hit by a rock in a car. We do not want vigilantes. And we definitely don't want the citizens to start shooting. There can be no excuse. Jy's mos verskriklik dof as jy brand en plunder. So if you need help, let's support. I have never gone and burned down a bloody plane because a plane was 20 minutes delayed. Gemors, man. We are better than this. The other side of a bad plan is a better plan. This is the truth. We need calm. And we need a better plan. I want to thank you. Ek wil sê baie dankie dat julle vir my geluister het. That you always give me time in your lounge, your office, your room where you are. I am but me. I am you. And if need be, I will lead this country unequivocally, unracially, but with discipline, respect, honor, dignity, with an economic plan, a non-racial attitude, a defense of our constitution, and leadership in the style of Madiba, in the style of all that played a role. Yes, even the people like F.W. de Klerk, like it or don't like it, who sat down with faults, but came to peace. My name is Neil de Beer. My naam is Neil de Beer. Ikamala Neil de Beer, aka Uskanzonzo. And I am a South African, and I will remain such. All my love, all my hope, al my hoop en al my liefde vir almal van julle vandag. And remember, we are proudly South African. Jou mzansi. Halala. 'n Goeie dag vir julle.